Hey there, this is Malorian, and this is going to be my first game against the new Dark Elves. So we're just playing a regular game here, just a pitch battle, just so we can get used to things, and I have kind of a changed up list. So really, for magic stuff here, there's really not much to talk about. The thing here on the closest to us is going to be the Banestone, but otherwise, nothing too crazy. But I started off by putting down some Savage Archers down at the bottom, my regular Orc Archers way up there at the top. He's going to be putting down some Dark Riders at the bottom, the Charybdis in the middle. I'm then going to be doing my Black Orcs. He's going to be doing his... what are those? Those are the Blackguard he took a big thing of. I have 50 of my Night Goblins. And then, really, maybe to kind of throw in this here right now, is my list, as you can kind of see here, is quite a bit different. And what I've done is I've really taken out the Trolls to try and make it a better mix for what I think is a shift in the meta. So I'm going to have more of these Archers here. I also am going to be having two regular big bosses in here rather than the Fast Cav. They usually just get shot off the board. So for the most part here, looking at this matchup, he also is going to have the 2 unit of those Doomfire Warlocks. Now, he doesn't have the models, so he'll be using those Spider Riders. But for the most part, looking at this, I know that all I need to do is spread out, make sure he doesn't get behind my lines, shoot down his Fast Cav, War Machine off his monsters, and then I'm pretty certain that my combat blocks can beat his, especially if I help out a little bit with some Foot of Gork and all these good things. So, you know, he does have the Cauldron in there with the Corsairs. That's going to make them have lots of attacks and killy and stuff, but I can't really do that much. You can see here, like you guys wanted, I will be taking some pictures, which you'll see at the very end here. But, yeah, we're going to be rolling off. I got first turn, doing some animosity, and we're going to have a little bit of fail right away with the Savages failing, the Savage Orc Biggins. So otherwise, I just kind of go into the building with the guys at the top, move up on the bottom, and just kind of slightly moving up. Like, I don't want to try and sneak through the gaps here, because I do have kind of a gap in my line. But otherwise, just being a little bit aggressive, rolling for some magic. I have the good old Foot of Gork, but I also have these sniper spells. So I'm trying to do like the Edbutt to his level 4. He's going to make sure to stop it though, so that's not a big deal. Then I'll be rolling my Foot of Gork, and it's not going to be, well, he's going to be scrolling it just to be sure, because I mean, yeah, Foot of Gork does nasty things. It does nasty things to most things at like toughness 4. Yeah, little elves, I'll just be taking these guys off the table. So he thinks about rolling, he just scrolled it. Probably the right thing to do. Now I'm going to start opening up my shooting my Savage Archers into his Dark Riders, killing 1. Woo! But hey, it's a start, right? And we moved and all that stuff. Shooting at the top got me absolutely nothing. And, yeah, then I'm going to just figure out what I'm doing with my War Machines here. And one of the things here is, well, I was a little bit off of not knowing what to actually War Machine against. I mean, I know I want to use my Doom Divers to take out his Fast Cav as best I can, but I didn't know if I should go for the Hydra first, the Charybdis, so I'd be trying to go for the Cauldron, really mash up the unit. I was trying to have some debate here. Luckily, I had some time to think because he had to go deal with the baby. But maybe something else I can be talking about here as he comes back is I really think you still need to have all these War Machines to be dealing with all the monsters you see and the Demon Princes. So I have 2 of each. I have the 2 Rock Lobbas, 2 Doom Divers, 2 Chukkas. But you can see here I'm doing pretty damn good. I killed all but one of the Dark Riders at the top. Went down here at the bottom and kind of like scattered off for some of the other guys. But now I decided to try and destroy the Cauldron, just to try and get rid of this damn thing. He is going to make his ward save on the actual Cauldron though, and then I kill a few guys, and that's nice. Second one just kind of scattered off and kill a couple more. So not too much out of my Rock Lobbas this turn, but hey, I got rid of his scroll. That's not too bad, right? So now we're going to be going on to his side, and he's moving up. But I mean, with that Hydra so close to the building, I know it's trying to hide from me, but at the same time, it's also not being overly threatening. So I kind of like it where it is there, where, hey, you know, if you don't have really a really good setup charge lane, that's fine with me. He's going to be hiding the 1 Dark Rider, try and save the points. The Doomfire Warlocks are going to be coming up to start trying to do some Doom Bolts. I'm really not too afraid of them in a list like this. And then these guys started marching up, and I started to see how he could get easy through my lines. And, you know, I'm not killing these guys up fast enough. So I can't see them with the Black Orcs. But I could charge him with the Savages, which would then let the other guys sneak through. But whatever, we're doing his magic phase now. Luckily for my part, I know his new spells pretty well, And I know Word of Agony is pretty awesome, but he's going to be casting this on my Black Orcs here, and for the most part, I don't really care. I know it's good if you do in combination with other stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But actually, the first thing he does, he goes for that whole Power of Darkness to get more spells. Rolled really bad. 2 dice, he got a 1 and a 2. I tried to stop there with 1 dice and failed, but you know, he got 3 more dice, took a wound, so all of a sudden his level 4 is in some trouble, and I could already see here he had no ward save, so that should make my sniping even easier. I let him put Word of Agony onto my Black Orcs because I don't care at this point. He is then trying to do some Doom Bolts and stuff and just couldn't get the dice to make it happen, so not that big of a deal. At the top he Doom Bolted off a couple of archers, but again, not that big of a deal. He actually miscast and killed a couple of his guys, so that made that easier. Now he's going to do a little bit of shooting, and the nice thing about a list like this is that I don't really care too much what you shoot at. I have the Iron Curse icon on my Shaman who's in the Black Orcs to make sure I don't have to deal with animosity. So I have a 6+ ward no matter what you really shoot at with War Machines, and I have enough models that if I lose some, I can really take it. I'm not really too worried about it. I'm pretty sure my damage from shooting will be faster than his. So he was able to kill 2 of the Black Orcs. Really, that's not that big of a worry. One of the things he was really tempted to do was shoot that bolt all the way down the lines for the Night Goblins. Killed 3 or something like that, but yeah, Night Goblins I definitely don't care about. So we're back to my side doing some animosity. My bunker fails, which kind of sucks. And what's even worse is my other Night Goblins fail, and they have to do a charge against the Corsairs. Now, if they make that charge, that'll be horrible. But the worst thing is I just don't want them to be that close. Otherwise, so I failed the charge, but I'm closer than I want to be. The Savages did a charge on the Dark Riders. They fled. No big deal there. At least I know they won't be charging. And otherwise, yeah, just kind of moving around. I got a pretty good magic phase here. So I'm going to do an Headbutt to his caster trying to kill it. And it's going to be going off. But unfortunately, I only did 1 wound on the D3. So I could have killed his level 4 already. But unfortunately not. Otherwise now, I believe now I went for the Foot of Gork after that. Oh no, I got a miscast here and I lost that spell. So whatever, his caster's down to 1 wound. That's pretty good. Didn't get off foot yet, but whatever. Now we're just doing some shooting, trying to kill some of these guys. I'm scattering off with my Doom Divers, so not getting too much done here. Trying to really blow some holes in these guys, but I'm scattering off again with my Rock Labas. You know, it's one of those things. If it ever hits dead on, it can do a lot of damage, but either way, at least I'll be killing some of these guys. But, you know, looking at this as well, I was kind of thinking, you know, if they charge into my Night Goblins, maybe that's not too bad, because then I could flank with my Savages. So that'd be a nice thing to happen here. But we'll have to kind of see what he does, what type of other magic he pulls off, because, you know, if he starts giving them all these different frenzy things, it could be pretty bad. So did some shooting into the Doomfire Warlock to the top, killed a couple of them, and that's really my turn. I mean, I had some misfires and stuff, and that's really it. So now he's going to be going here. He charges into my Night Goblins, so that's going to go well for me. Otherwise, yeah, he's going to be rallying with his Dark Riders, so they'll be running around and causing lots of trouble for me. And he's having to go deal with the baby again here. But one of the things I'm noticing, what we're going to be seeing here, is that his monsters are kind of staying back. You know, I kind of expected this Hydra and the Charybdis to be right in my face and really making a lot of trouble for me. But since they're holding back, it's been a lot easier for me just to kind of, okay, well, War Machine some things and deal with that. So a couple of those Doomfire guys go around the side. I'll definitely have to deal with them, or else I'll be charging into my Rock Labas, getting some pretty easy points there. Otherwise, he's sneaking around my side with the other Doomfire Warlock, so really putting a lot of pressure onto my War Machines. These guys here too, because they fled a charge and they're fast cav, they're able to move as well. I believe they failed their March test, but either way, they're still getting into a really threatening position that I'm going to have to kind of deal with. And if I go after them with the Savages, well, then those Doomfire Warlocks will have all they want to do. So he's getting a little bit more aggressive here, not too crazy, so I'm glad to see that. That means I can deal with the Corsairs first and then deal with the other stuff second. We're going to be starting to do our magic phase here, and I believe the first thing he's going to be going with here is Word of Pain again onto my Black Orcs. And this is one of these things, again, like because he doesn't have the pressure on me, I don't need to worry about that. You know, if his monsters were in my grill and I was in a spot where I could be charging his monsters, reducing my strength and weapon skill by D3 would be a pretty big deal. But as it is right now, it's not going to be. So he's going to be casting some magic here. He'll also be getting, that was actually the Word of Pain. He's going to be getting the miscast. I was like, oh boy, time to die, time to die. But as it happened, he just kind of does like the super magical fart, kills like a couple of Blackguard, and that's really it. So really hoped his level 4 would die, but I can get him later. So with the rest of it, he's going to be trying to go for some Doom Bolts and stuff like that. And I believe this is the one where he goes for a whole bunch of them. Let's see, what's the one? I stopped this one here. He's then going to be throwing some at another big Doom Bolt. And this one here, I'll be stopping that one as well. Pretty sure. Yeah, so that's it. So really didn't get much done for his magic phase, but you know, that happens sometimes. Just get some bad dice. So now it's shooting time again. I'm going to be losing a couple more Black Orcs. Not really that big of a deal again. I can take those few little losses. Shooting at the Savages because, you know, doesn't want to take any minuses. There you go. Oh, I actually went through the trees. Took a little bit of a minus there, but again, it's just there's so many guys there, and with the toughness 4, it's not really the prime targets for something like the repeater bolt thrower there. So now we're getting to combat time, and this is where I'm starting to think, like, you know what? I'm going to make him pay for having this character on Cauldron there, and I'm going to be stabbing her with everything I got. Now, one of the things I realize at this point is that these guys are going to be having a lot of attacks, because the Cauldron has the Witch's Brew on the Hag, so they basically have Frenzy because of that. And then they're going to be re-rolling the hit, they're going to be re-rolling the wound because of the Cauldron, so even though I netted him, it's going to be a lot of wounds. So, you know, whatever. I'll still be steadfast. I'll still be fine. But I just got to kind of take my lickings here. And you can kind of see with just all the dice he has to roll. It's just, you know, between the Hag and the 2 Witches there, and then all the different Corsairs, it's a lot of attacks. So just rolling this stuff up. Really need to break things up, remembering what has poison, what doesn't. What's going to be strength 3 will be strength 2 because of nets. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's going to work out to a lot of dead Night Goblins. And you know, one of the things I thought of going into a game like this, like, well, maybe I should go back to the Horde of Night Goblins. But you know what? I just don't think they can really keep up with it. It's just some of these things here between the new High Elves and the new Dark Elves are so killy that, yeah, they're just going to chew through even those big units. So I'm going to pass my Steadfast there. We're back to my side now. Animosity is going to be nothing too bad, so my Savages will flank, and looking forward to just rip those guys apart. Black Orcs putting on the pressure. The bunker, well, really I had to move them up just so that these guys could swift reform and get lots of shots on. These guys are going to reform just to block the Doomfire Warlocks. And now it's magic time. And I lost my Ed Butt, however, I still have the other sniper, so the one that only does 1 strength 5 hit. The name is escaping right now, but that's what I'm going to be doing to his level 4. It's going to go through. He has no ward, and bam, his level 4 is down. No longer has a general, no longer has magic on them, but he still has the magic on the Doomfire Warlocks and onto the Cauldron. I'm going to get a Foot of Gork onto the Blackguard, and that's going to kill 13, smash, but it doesn't continue, so whatever, not that big of a deal. And I'm also going to get off the Fists of Gork. What's the one? Here we go. So I get the re-rolls on my Black Orcs. So if he does want to charge in, whatever, no big deal. I'll just kill his guy. So we're going to combat time, and I net him again, and he's going to be rolling all these. You know, I really thought my shooting would be doing a lot more damage here, you know, but all my shooting, this pretty much either, you know, misfired or just did nothing. So that was a little bit unfortunate. Thought I'd do a lot more. I did get rid of those Doomfire Warlocks there at the very top. And here, these guys here, I mean, sure, I mean, I had to put a lot into these guys to take them off, but it's just one of these things here where I almost need it earlier, right? Because at this point now, I'm starting to worry a little bit more about the monsters. But yeah, there we go, doing a little bit of wounds to the Hydra here with the one shot, moving my character over. And yeah, so now we're going to be doing this fight. He's going to be getting tons of dice. And you know what? It was at this point here when I started looking at the math again that, know what? I think I just pulled off the vampire mistake. And what that is where you basically tie something up with zombies, and then you flank it with knights or something like that, and they kill so many zombies that the knights lose and crumble. Well, as he starts killing all these night goblins, I'm going, damn, I'm not really having that many savages getting to attack. I don't know if I can actually turn this around. And to make it even worse, he had one person attack my big boss that was in a unit and killed him. Just, 3 attacks, he's doing 6s to wound, and whatever. He just kills my big boss like a chump. So, whatever. I should still have a lot of attacks on him. Hopefully I'll be killing his hag this turn. But still, it's just so many attacks on all these guys, killing some savages too. So I'm really needing to get some good dice here. And so first thing I'm going to be doing is rolling my night goblins, trying to kill off that hag. And I kill her. So because it's a chariot, it's just like the Tomb King thing, where now the chariot will be leaving the unit, but we'll deal with this after. I'm just going to be trying to kill all these guys on the side, and I do pretty good. Like, remember, they don't have a ward save anymore because the cauldron isn't actually part of the unit anymore, so I do okay, but because he killed so many, when we started adding everything up, he is going to win by 1. I couldn't believe it. Like, here it is, my Savage Orcs charging in. They usually just decimate everything, but because of the situation where these guys are just slaughtering my night goblins, he still won combat. And so now my savages, luckily both units held, but my savages lost frenzy, and now because he's smaller, even fewer of my savages get to attack. This is kind of bad. So we're going on to his turn here. He's going to be sending both his chariot there and the Hydra and the Blackguard all into my Black Orcs. Hey, I got Strength 7 with rerolls and all this stuff, but the Blackguard are going to be failing their charge anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. So, but the big thing here is that I'm pretty sure that I am going to be messing up these guys pretty good. The only thing is I'm sure I'm going to be taking a lot of damage on my Black Orcs as well. So at this point here, we're just, getting these guys in, making sure to maximize them, sliding things over. But yeah, I'm pretty sure with my rerolls and stuff, I'm just going to decimate these guys and keep going. So now the Charybdis is moving up. It's a threat. I'll have to make sure to take it out with War Machines. The Doomfire Warlocks sneak around me to get to the War Machines, and at this point, I probably can't stop them unless I get lucky and shoot them off. Doing some magic, and again, like I said, his level 4 is dead, but he still has a magic phase, and so he's going to be trying to Soul Blight my Black Orcs here. So we're just making sure about range and all that stuff. He's going to roll, and he rolled like garbage. He needed to get like a 16 on his 6 dice, and he rolled like a 14. So yeah, really, really bad rolling there. Kind of felt kind of bad for him, but at the same time, whatever. I probably just would have scrolled it if it would have worked. So now we're going to be doing some shooting here. He'll be killing off a few more guys. At this point here, like I say, sure, kill a few of my archers. It's not really that big of a deal. The main thing that's going to be deciding everything is these main combats in the very center. So he decides to do the one with the cauldron first, which I think is great, because if I can kill that cauldron, then he won't get any re-rolls with the Corsairs. So we're rolling this. He's killing some of my Black Orcs, kills some with some re-rolls, and then he starts killing tons with his witches and stuff. Just killing tons of guys. So, okay, whatever. Take your kicks now. I'll be slaughtering you. No big deal. And yeah, even killing more with the Hydra. I still is going to get Thunderstomp at the same time. And I'm going to start rolling my attacks. And with this, I am going to be killing the Hydra. Because, hey, I'm hitting on 4s, wounding on 2s, no saves. And then I go against the Chariot here. And it's going to be making enough ward saves to stay alive with 1 wound. And, he's going to still do his Thunderstomp, kill tons more Black Orcs, and he's actually going to win combat. So I was, look at all those dead Black Orcs, ridiculous. So luckily I'm going to hold here, but one of the things I was kicking myself for after is I forgot I had rerolls to hit. I had to Irigo spell on me, and as the combat was starting, I was like, oh, my rerolls are really going to help me, but I think I was so overconfident, thinking I was going to destroy him anyway, that I just totally forgot about it, so that Chariot has no reason why it should be alive, but whatever. I can always kill it next turn, right? So now we're doing the other combat, and I'm getting a little bit worried again. Netted him. We're just working out how many of his guys get 3 rolls to wound. And, yeah, he's going to be killing a good number of the Night Goblins, and then he's going to be killing some more of my Savages again. It's just, these guys, the always strike first is so much nicer to them as opposed to the always strike first. Because something like this used to work before in the old book, where you tie them up with night goblins, take away their hatred, and then you counter with something else. But now they're just still going to be re-rolling, and if you have your support pieces there. Luckily, my night goblins were nice enough to kill off enough of his guys, so one less row of my savages got to fight. But here we are, working it all out, and luckily this time, he is actually going to lose by 1. So he's going to be losing his frenzy, and actually no, I guess he should have lost his frenzy anyway, because of how the Battle Brew person left. But whatever, we're back to my side now. We're going to have no charges. Basically, my savages just turning around so that I can charge after he comes back on the board. I'm pretty sure I can't save them. Kind of wishing I had a musician so I could have swift reform and shot them. But you know what, with that 4+ ward, I don't think I can really stop them anyway. So we get to my magic phase. It's basically useless because all my stuff is direct damage and I'm tied up in combat. My orc archers are coming out and trying to shoot at his repeater bolt thrower. And I'm going to cause a wound, but he's going to make it 6+ armor. And then otherwise, I'm going to be shooting at his Doomfire warlocks at the bottom, doing no damage there. But then I start shooting at the Charybdis, and I crank it with a bolt thrower, hit it with a rock lava, and destroy the Charybdis. So that's nice. That's going to, kind of help even things out. And so now I'm really starting to feel a lot better, because if I can just grind down these stupid Corsairs, I'm obviously going to kill the Cauldron this turn. It's going to be just fine. So now we're doing combat time. Time to destroy this stupid Cauldron. And I just do a couple of wounds, and he saves both of them. And because of the wounds he did, it's actually a push. I couldn't believe it. This chariot has no reason to be alive. It's starting to really bug me now, because it's still giving all these bonuses, right? If this was a combat that's just kind of grinding on, whatever. But this Cauldron is a big deal, because it's giving all these re-rolls to wounds, which is affecting the other combat that's just right beside it. So in that one there, I'm going to net him again. He's going to kill a crap ton of night goblins, kill another savage as well. I'll be doing my damage back. But this time, when we work it all out, he's going to win by 1 again, and this time I'm going to hold. So it's a real grind between them. At least now he's getting down to just the 1 rank for some of those parts. So he's not going to be, he's starting to lose his attacks, but still, all those rerolls of hits, all the rerolls to wound, big deal. So back to his turn now. Doomfire Warlocks charge into the Doom Diver. It's done. Blackguard charge into here. I'm not feeling too good about this because they're going to get the rerolls to wound. If they're going to get just the rerolls to hit, if I could destroy that unit and kind of regather myself, I'd be feeling okay. But now being boosted by that Cauldron, this was not part of the plan. So he's going to do a little bit of his magic. Nothing's really going to happen. I'm going to scroll his 1 attempt. He'll do a little bit of shooting. Not too big will happen there. And now it's combat time. So he's going to start going after my Black Orcs here. And get ready for something absolutely ridiculous. So he's just going to be starting to roll his little attacks with his characters and stuff. And one of the things he actually probably should have done is his Witch Elves from the Cauldron should have been directing their attacks at my mage. He didn't actually do that until finally this turn. He did a couple of wounds there. But he's going to roll this. Look at this. Black Orcs. Blah! He just made so many 4+ to wound. It was ridiculous. We thought after that he didn't make his rerolls to wound because of the Cauldron. It didn't matter. He rolled so many that he just killed off 12 Black Orcs with those Blackguard. So with my attacks back, I am going to kill the Cauldron. I'm going to be killing a few of his Blackguard, but I need to kill a little bit more so I'd be steadfast. I fail that. He's still steadfast. I'm minus by a ton. I am going to fail. And now my Black Orcs with my general are breaking. My bunker is going to hold, but he overran so far that he is now going into my bunker. So everything is starting to fall apart, looking really bad. Now I really need these savages to clean up these Corsairs so I can come back around and use them to finish off the Blackguard. But I just got to grind down these guys first. But it's not looking good because even without the rerolls, he's killing a lot of my guys. And now when I'm starting to attack back, I'm not going to be doing very much damage to him. Luckily, every single time they're netted, so they're needing 5+ to wound, but he just keeps on rocking them. So after we're done all this, guess what? Wait for this, wait for this. This is going to be hilarious. Both units break. And luckily, I get away. But yeah, look at this. Whereas I was in such a strong position, now everything has fallen apart. And it's like all of a sudden this one turn, I just basically lost the game. He destroys the Doom Diver. I pass my panic. He should have probably ran off the board, but he just reformed the face. So now I'm going to charge them. But yeah, I need a miracle now. So these savages will come into the Doomfire Warlocks. That's just too little too late. These guys don't rally. Panic the other Orc Archers off the board. Yeah, it just gets worse and worse for the greenskins. There's no magic phase for me anymore, so I'll start trying to do some shooting. I'm running out of targets, so I'm just trying to shoot down his bolt throwers, but everything is just scattering off or not doing anything, so no luck for me for getting some last second points. Then I remember that I didn't rally with those Night Goblins. They fail and they go off the board and panic a bolt thrower. Oh, it's so bad. So we're going to do this combat over here. I'm going to be killing a couple of his guys. Again, that 4+ ward is really nice, which will stop him from being wiped out. But it doesn't really matter. He's going to break and go off the board anyway. So, yay, I got some little points, but it really is not enough when your entire battle is just falling apart around you. So yeah, now we're trying to do the bunker here, and I mean, maybe if I was in ranks I could hope to hold and do something, but since I'm still wide from my shooting, and I never thought there was a good reason to go back to ranks, because then his bolt throwers just get more shots going through. Yeah, he's just going to go and kill a crap ton of archers. I'm going to kill, I don't even know if I can kill any of his guys back. I'm going to lose by a lot. I'm going to break, and he's going to run me down. So really starting to run out of greenskins here, and I bet you, he must be just gleaming inside. Just it must feel so good to be crushing me here. So back to his turn, and it turns out that he is just within 17 inches of those other Savage Orc Biggins, so all he has to do is declare it, and they go off the board. There's another huge ton of points for them. So he's going to be charging here into the one war machine, destroys it, and just basically reforming to face the other one. He probably could have set it up so that he could have hit an overrun, but seriously, at this point, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, now I did a little bit of my shooting, nothing happens. He charges in, reforms. He's also going to be shooting just to do a little bit of insult to injury, and a bolt thrower is going to destroy my Doom Diver. And yeah, after everything's done, that's the game. So a big win to the Dark Elves, and I can say I had a little bit of animosity problem with the Night Goblins getting further than I wanted. There was some definite bad luck there, some stupidity where I forgot to re-roll my to hits with the Here We Go. But at the same time, I gotta say, these Dark Elves have a lot more punch than I gave them first credit for. They just, with all those rerolls to hit in every turn, when that cauldron is there, getting the rerolls to wound of everything, it's a really big deal. Now, I still don't think the cauldron in the unit is the right idea. I think the cauldron should be behind the unit, so that, you saw right there, it was so easy with Night Goblins to kill his Death Hag, but either way, really good. The Corsairs with their 4+ armor, that was also showing me that they're very good, definitely equal to Witches. And either way, hope you guys like watching my ass get kicked. Okay, bye.